Steve McVeigh had been a smoker for about 7 years.
I tested the waters at about 13, 14 years old, and I'd say by the age of 16 I was at about a pack and a half a day.
Then he discovered the electronic cigarette. Mr. McVeigh was so impressed with the device that he decided to go into business selling it. His Tennessee-based startup is called PureSmoker.com. The 25-year-old is one of scores of American entrepreneurs who've launched companies to sell e-cigarettes. They're targeting smokers looking for an alternative to their daily habit. E-cigarettes are battery-powered tubes that turn nicotine-laced liquid into a vapor mist.
The base compound is propylene glycol in vegetable glycerin. It's kind of a medley of chemicals that you could find at a club for a fog machine. It's essentially like what it is, but we add flavoring, just normal types of flavoring that you would use in cooking.
There's just one problem. The Food and Drug Administration says they shouldn't be sold until they're proven safe. Thomas Eisenberg, a professor at Virginia Commonwealth University who studies nicotine addiction, says there are a lot of reasons to believe logically that e-cigarettes offer a safer profile, but I want data that demonstrates safety. The FDA began detaining shipments of e-cigarette parts at U.S. borders in 2008. Much of the equipment is made in Chinese factories. Suppliers now play a game of cat and mouse with the government to get their product to their customers. Mr. McVeigh lost about $60,000 worth of shipments last year to federal agents.
And essentially, they just said it was being held waiting on the FDA, and that was about it, and that was the only answer, and still the only answer we get to this day, 16 months later.
The industry's future could come down to a federal court case in Washington, D.C. A judge there ruled in January that e-cigarettes are really a tobacco product and should be regulated like Camels and Marlboros, not a nicotine patch or gum. The FDA quickly appealed. It continues to deny e-cigarettes from entering the U.S.
My theory is this: something that seems so successful as a smoking alternative and seems quite popular, I feel they should be more concerned in regulating it and adding the appropriate tax.
While the future of e-cigarettes is murky, one thing is certain. More and more smokers are trying them, convinced that they represent a less harmful alternative to their daily drag. For the Wall Street Journal, this is Danny Yadrin in Goodlettsville, Tennessee.